When getting started on our personal finance journey, it can be really hard to know where to start. When presented with seemingly limitless array of options, sometimes the easiest thing to do is to do nothing. But that is no way for you to get to where you want to end up. So today, I'm going to help you overcome financial inertia. Right, let's do this. Welcome to another 5-Minute Friday here on Meaningful Money. Hope you're really well. Great to see you all. Let's look at overcoming financial inertia. And we're going to stick 5 minutes on the clock down here. Say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management for continuing to sponsor the show. And let's crack on. First thing to do to overcome inertia and begin to move forward is to identify your most pressing issue. And the easiest way to make sure that you never move forward at all is to try and do 6 things at once. Financial multitasking isn't impossible, but it's certainly not what you need to be doing when you're just starting out. So I suggest you try and identify your most pressing issue, the thing you need to deal with right now, and deal with that first. But what if that decision is itself tricky? How do you identify that single most pressing issue? Well, here is where a framework can help you. One framework that I really like is the 7 Baby Steps by Dave Ramsey. If you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, just Google him. He's one of America's foremost financial gurus, has a nationally syndicated radio show, has probably helped more people than anybody else to get out of debt and live a rich life. Dave Ramsey has a series of 7 baby steps that he suggests that people follow in order. Baby step 1 is to build a starter emergency fund. He talks about $1,000 of cash behind you against emergencies. Baby step 2 is to pay off all your debt, excluding your mortgage, using something that he calls the debt snowball. Baby step 3, complete your emergency fund by socking away between 3 and 6 months of monthly expenses in a savings account that you can get at in an emergency. Baby step 4, invest 15% of your household income into retirement accounts. Number 5, save for your kids' college fund. Number 6, pay off your mortgage early. And then finally, number 7, build wealth and give it away. Not all of it, but just build enough wealth so that you can enjoy giving to people, family, causes that you support, and just enjoy living a rich life. Sharp-eyed fans of the show will recognize a lot of those baby steps because I preach a lot of the same things here, and there's a bit of a UK slant on some of those, which actually I'm going to be going over in next week's 5-Minute Friday. But the thing about a framework like that is that it gives you step by step what you need to do, and hopefully somewhere in there you can identify the thing that you need to do right now. So once you've identified what your first step is and what your most pressing need is, you need to identify what the first step is. Say what? Let me explain. So let's say you decide to adopt the baby steps that I just talked about, and you decide you need to start right at the very beginning and set up a starter emergency fund. So how do you do that? What is the first step to take to begin building a starter emergency fund? It isn't going to happen overnight. Most of us can't lay our hands on £1,000 just to set aside, particularly not if you're just starting out. So how do you get going with that process? Well, in this case, I would think that in order to build an emergency fund, you're going to need to find some extra income each month to put aside. So that means you're either going to have to earn more, you're going to have to spend less. In other words, you're going to need to learn how to budget. Damn it, you hoped that I wouldn't use the B word. Sorry about that, no getting away from it. So, to build an emergency fund, you need to learn how to budget so you can find the money to do it. So what's the first step in learning how to budget? Well, maybe you need to buy a book to help you understand the mechanics of budgeting. PetesBook.com is a great place to start. Or maybe you need to watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Whatever, but if you need to budget, you need to understand how to do it, and you need to teach yourself. One of my all-time favorite books is Getting Things Done by David Allen. It's like the seminal work on productivity and achieving anything, and he talks all the time about next actions. What's the next thing you need to do to move towards your goal? Once you've identified your goal, you need to find out what the next thing is. And then the next thing after that, and then the next thing after that. And the last thing I would say is that while you are completing your first step, whatever that is, don't wait until the end of that to learn about the next one, but start learning about what's coming after the stage that you're in currently. You might find that as you are learning about what comes next, you can actually begin implementing it slightly earlier, and you begin to get a bit of overlap. Don't get too far ahead of yourself though. I mean, if you're still paying off credit cards, you don't need to know what venture capital trusts are. Most of us don't need to know what venture capital trusts are. But by learning a little bit about what's coming next in the financial process, and maybe starting to apply some of it, that can be helpful and can help accelerate your progress. But go easy. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. Often in the process, you'll learn really important skills that will serve you well throughout the financial journey and even potentially in other areas of your life. So while you're trying to save for an emergency fund, for example, you'll learn about budgeting, and that skill will still help you even when you've paid off all your debt and you're building wealth for the future, because you'll be able to maximize the amount of money that you can pay down your mortgage with or that you can save and invest for the future. Transferable skills. So you build on each step one at a time, and before you know it, you're on a roll, and the hesitation that you felt right back at the start is just a distant memory. The excitement of the journey will take over, and you'll start to build and build and build on your knowledge and your skills and your application of the stuff that you've learned, and before you know it, you're a financial genius. So overcoming inertia is about identifying the immediate goal, the thing you need to address right now, and then the first step that you need to take towards meeting that goal. Keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that, and before you know it, Bob's your proverbial. As ever, there's loads of resources at meaningfulmoney.tv, and the upcoming Meaningful Academy will also help you with this stuff. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in next week's 5 Minute Friday.